Hello and welcome to LT9. Spot 4 enemy vehicles while remaining unspotted, win and survive 4 with honors. If you are good at counting, you'll realize that LT7 and LT8 did not get posted. My LT7 replay I saved was actually a frontline game, so I'm not sure about that. It was spot damage 3 arty. I completed the mission. I'm sure I did it in my ELC. I don't have that replay. And then LT8 is a surprising miss for me. It's actually the cap reset mission. I did pretty much all of these, if not all of them, on encounter actually. And Studzianki is actually a great one, as you're able to let the enemy cap 50, 60, 70 points pretty easily. And then in a light tank, just do a drive-by on him. And then assuming, your team wins your gold. Since you're not capping the base, you actually don't, pardon me, you can win however your team wants to once you're resetting. So 7 and 8 did get completed. They are done. Where they are now, that's an awesome question, and I hope one day to be able to answer it. Regardless, we've got a great Murovanka game coming up. We're running the Optics Directive Concealment Binocs. I've kitted the tank here, even food. I've kitted the tank specifically for 4 enemy vehicles while unspotted to utilize the binocs. This is not something that I'm going to recommend as an everyday loadout on the tank. As far as what maps you can do this, Muro's great, Malinovka's great, Proc is great, anything that's a normal light tank. Even Mountain Pass is pretty good if you play carefully. It's easy to get 4 lights back off without getting lit. I'm getting some teammate love here. I'm actually getting coached forward by my clanmate Sparky here to get the right setup on this line. Now what you'll notice is I don't actually have CVS, which is a pretty big mistake. I'm having to hope and pray the heavies come up. I'm also needing to push up into the bushes a bit more. But with CVS instead of concealment, that's really what I would recommend now after playing so many games, figuring out the difference from my own perspective. It's a little bit annoying that the Borat is pushed up. We're already at 2, only a couple more, and there's absolutely no firing going to go on at this point because we are scared. As tempting as it is to try to go through that guy's cupola. We're watching the game in 2 times speed as well on purpose because there's no reason not to. With the breast pushed up, I'm thinking I probably won't get the lights, and then, miracle of miracles, the Squirt pushes up around the edge, the Su-130 lights. So now we've actually completed the primary objectives here. We've spotted 4. If we win and survive, we get our beautiful with honors. We move, as soon as we move, insta-lit. Pretty awkward, actually. And of course the setup that we have on the ELC, forget the fact that I ran into a building, is not very great at active spotting. Right, I have concealment, but that's it. Everything else, or with the binocs, I should say, the big 3rd slot is set up for passiving. Still, I have food. I don't necessarily always run food, so it is a nice benefit. What I'm hoping to do here is actually play the middle ridge. I don't play it very often, look for spots or binoc on top of a hill, but I'm trying to expand my repertoire from lighting, and this is the best option that I've got. Game is really even. They actually have a lead right now, and this is a good example of when CVS would be so helpful. The ELC doesn't light me, which is amazing. TVP gets a little YOLO, but really poor stats so far. You can kind of see how playing for the mission can be a bit 50-50 or 70-30 on being not helpful. I've got 184 combined spot damage, and a little bit of that is because when we spotted the 1-2, the already only shot once, or only hit once. A Scorpion ally couldn't shoot anything, and so now the game's looking not too great, to be honest. I know it's my job to be our eyes, so I'm going to keep kind of counter spotting that ELC and hoping eventually he goes down. If he does go down, the game gets drastically easier for the team. course, now I have an arty buddy. If you find yourself in this position and you have kind of a subpar active kit build here, you just gotta tuck in and hope for the best as soon as the ELC goes down, and that's why I start to look for him there. Even though we're down 2000 HP, I have a great chance of being able to outspot the whole rest of their team. And I even put it in the chat here as well, which you guys can't see because my big old head's in the way. But I even comment, let's kill the ELC first. Still no real assist damage, no right click or left click damage in tanks. But I'm alive, and that's been the repeat theme of all these LT missions. If you really want to do well, you need to stay alive. Because we're down 2000 HP, we're down a tank and a half at this point in the game. But I'm still here. I still have 2 platoon mates in the game with me. And it's pretty hard for them to push out. Those TDs are not going to have a great moving camo. I'm trying to cover as much of the map as I can from a central location. What I would love is to actually be in here. Like this bush would be amazing, but pretty hard to get into with the TVP. I'm getting pretty close to these guys. Now Mike is thinking that the Brask is making another run at him here, so I end up coming on around. The Sioux goes down, which is perfect, and now it's just driving. I don't know how many miles I put on this game. I put on a lot of miles. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to outspot him. I'll work into the low ground. There's the Borat spot. He doesn't see me. It's 6 minutes left. We're still down. The game is just hard. That's all there is to it. I still have no spot damage. No one's hit the targets that I've lit so far. But I'm not going to suicide. I am going to start shooting, though. At this point in the game, you do actually have to get your gun going. 165 damage against that Barask. Will it matter in the game? It might. It might, actually. Easy light on him. Now I've got the red line, so I'm going to try to can open the defense coming from this side. I can bush creep up. Eventually I can pop my binocs. There's the TVP. The oh so tempting TVP. 2 shots. That's perfect. Starting to get a little spotting damage. But some of these light tank games aren't very glamorous. You watch me drive around for 10 minutes and I had to combine 500 damage until those last shots. So terrible. I mean, just really terrible damage. Still at this point, I'm actually going to have to get my gun in the game. Really nice clip there. Didn't get trolled by the ELC gun. We're actually up HP now. And even better than that, it's starting to get even harder for them to fight the camo of this tank in particular. I can slink up. The VK never in a bajillion years is going to outspot me. I can basically keep him permed as he walks around. Of course, I'm an ELC. I don't need to keep him permalit. I'll kill him. I'll kill him. Borat, Scorpion, and Artie left. Such a slow game. Again, I need to survive and win for the with honors. But I'd rather win the game than survive. For most of the missions, if it's just stuff for honors, even for ones that need it to complete the primary, I would rather win. As soon as we see the Barask in the south, that means I have free reign on finding that this Scorpion, and sure enough, there he is. The Barask going to the south to kill Artie, in my opinion, was a mistake, but the rationale I get as well. Kill our guy in the south, and then he'll be able to delay the game. The problem that he's going to run into is once their Artie goes down, what is he going to do to stop the cap situation? Against the 53, he'll outspot him. Against me, he won't. And the Sioux 1:30 p.m. magically kills the Lorraine. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. But as soon as it does, it's just time to hop on cap. He knows where we are, but it's going to force him to come to us. He kills the Sioux all the way in K4. So basically he's going to need to move fast to get here. I'm going to take the front edge of the cap on this side as well. I'm going to pop the binocs. For once, it's nice to have binocs in this game. The 53 is going to get outlit by the brass no matter what, so my thought is being closer to where he's probably coming from. If he'd come straight up the 345, it's going to give us the best shot here of outspotting him. And 40 base capture points later, he doesn't show. He doesn't show for some reason. Maybe he thought the game wasn't winnable. Maybe he has a bad driver or engine that we didn't know. Something like that. But the bottom line is we hopped on cap, we used our brains, and the game went to about a 2,900 combined, which is very respectable from a game that you guys saw was terrible leading up to it. We won the battle, we survived, we spotted 4 while being unspotted, and we completed LT9. Hello and welcome to T55A Road to Completion. My name is Samuel. Today we're going to be looking at LT10, be the top player in the battle by experience earned, also win, destroy cap, or defend the base. Not really sure how we would win just by defending, to be honest. Seems a little sus. This isn't a great tier matchup for me. I'm going to run concealment optics and vents, push the vision out as far as I can see. It's a full APCR loadout. It's food. If you need to do a mission like this, the top player on the team by experience, my recommendation is tier 7 lights. They're competitive for shooting the sides of even the 9s. They've got good camo ratings, most of them. Good vision as well, much better than the 6s in my opinion. And the 1357 is a total gem. So if you have a 1357, the vast majority of your light tank missions can just be solved by playing this tank. That's it. That's all you need to do. Play it, kit it out, get a camo crew on it, get situational awareness on it, and win. You're just going to win the game. It's easy peasy. 1357 is literally pay to win. Such a good tank. I think like a 53% win rate server wide. So if you're not playing one, you're not abusing it, stop. Start abusing. We're going to outspot the T71. I'm going to whiff. I mean, it's not close. I just whiffed those shots bad. I should have parked like this to start with though, because I'd really like to pick up anybody else that's crossing. That's such free spotting damage, especially from this side. Super free. I think that north side has a way easier time lighting them up on the crossing. So we wait. There's nowhere else we need to be right now. We're going to pop a reload. There's still nowhere else we need to be. 20 seconds later, let's abuse the T20. Game is pretty even so far. Up 2-1. HP is basically the exact same. And now I'm going to get to what I call can opener this side, where we're going to pry a little bit as we go. I'm going to have a Progetto and a Cons behind me. I'm going to have a Conway in front of me. And I'm going to outspot everything that's here. And this game so far, total potato game. I've got a T20 light though, which those 2 tanks with me hopefully start hitting. Hopefully start hitting. Hello? Hello? Team actually AFK. I don't know. I had 3 tanks behind me. Nobody does anything with him, but that's okay. Settler in the low ground, I really like him dead, and then I've got more potential to run a low ground route here. There's some Conway spotting. I've got almost all my shots left. 44 is up. Now the setter is going to try to punish from the middle. So it's really big that he goes out. Okay, let's stop here for a second. I've got 1500 spotting. Kind of a mix there from the Conway, the crossing shots there initially, the T20 a little bit. 455 damage. It's not great. It's 2k combined in 1357. That's nothing to write home about. However, I've got multiple tanks that have never been lit that if I can get spotting on, I can get damage on, it's going to be great. And a lot of them are tier 8s. So if I shoot them, I'm going to get a 10% bonus to my XP. That's what's so nice with these tier 7 lights. You can shoot 8s pretty free a lot of the time with some camo mechanics. And you just benefit so much. Of course, I'm not opposed shooting 7s. Great shell velocity as well. The shells generally fly pretty true. That's a very subjective metric, I'll be honest. But I've played a ton of games in this tank. It's 1463 MS. Unfortunately for target, he dies, but fortunately for me, because I actually would prefer to get those spots. And we're at 2200 combined now. 3k combined might get it for me in this game. 3500 is most likely. Easy Hellcat shots with the 1463. Unfortunately, we're lit. That surprises me, but it tells me that it's somebody probably on the high ground side. Now with the Progetto rushing in, I'm at 2300. I really got to get a move on. Does he get it? Well, we're reviewing replay, so in all likelihood, yes. Right now, I don't have it though. Right now, I don't have it. There's an IS-5 in the back, and I know he must be in K1 or everyone would have seen him. So my big goal is to beat my whole team to K1. If I can get the IS-5 and get the spotting for him, I'm gold. If I don't get it, I don't get the mission for sure. There's the IS-5. We're going to pop some shots into him. Remember, I'm getting a 10% bonus for all of my damage. I picked up 1300 spotting on him, which is amazing. And then, boom, that put us at a 3700 game. And we get the mission. Just like the other games, survive until the end. There's always going to be somebody hiding in the back. Get that light. Focus on getting that guy. It's the easiest 1300 spotting of the entire game. On a game that didn't start off very exciting. 183 spotting or assisted the full first several minutes. Team was a little bit AFK behind me. LT10 is complete. We do succeed on this one. We are the top player on experience with 30. Actually, it's a little more than 3,800 combined here. Mission complete. If you need any more tips and tricks on doing this one in particular, play the tier 7 lights, wait for a tier 8 game. Tier 9 game's pretty hard because you're going to get outlit. The only problem with tier 7 lights is that you're fighting tanks that can have CVS. That's the one issue with them. Beyond that, play something that's going to shoot a lot and then just shoot up tiers. You're going to collect a little spot damage anyway, but shoot up tiers as much as you can. Or in a game like this, control a whole side if possible. Again, big shout out to Target for taking the fall for me there so I could get the additional spotting. Good luck on your missions, guys. I really wish you the best on that, and have a great day.
Roses are red and so is your team. Don't forget to subscribe.